You feel about that fight, you and Ioka?
I feel good. I've been calling him. He's the most active fighter. He has defended the belt 15 times. First Japanese to be a 4-time world champion. So I want that. He got a good resume. He's a great champion. So him being on my hit list, that makes me great.
Yeah. What do you think a win like that would do for the career of Scrappy Ramirez?
Catapult me to the top. I'm looking to be at the top and to stay at the top. Because I tell a lot of people it's easy to get to the top. It's hard to stay. I can name a few fighters who has got into the top and have failed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the goal, man, and it will happen. So you see, I'm slowly climbing up, and we're gonna stay at the top.
Yeah.
It's personal between me and you, and I'm gonna do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game is missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Alright, so we got some movement in the super flyweight division, and it features that man right there, Japan's first ever 4-division world champion. The man with the most career world title defenses amongst active fighters. That man right there. Kazuto Ioka, he has been ordered by the WBA to fight his mandatory challenger in none other than the inner city legend himself, John Scrappy Ramirez. Now, I know a lot of people may downplay this fight. They may say John Scrappy Ramirez hasn't fought nobody. He's not that good. I've already heard those kind of things when I've talked about this subject before. But my thing is this, right? When you survey the current landscape of the super flyweight division, let's just look at it real quickly, right? Take a quick peek. So Ioka has the WBA belt, right? Now the WBC champion is Guy Estrada, who he was in negotiations to fight on the illustrious New Year's Eve day in Japan. That fell through, and who knows if that happens? Who knows if Guy even is going to be a 115-pound fighter much longer, because he was talking about going up to bantamweight last time I checked. So there's that. You had Junto Nakatani, who became his mandatory challenger last year, but then Ioka decided to drop the belt. And then Junto won a vacant belt, and then now Junto is at 118, so the Junto fight's not there. The guy was trying to negotiations fell through. And then you got Fernando Puma Martinez, which there's not going to be a lot of money in that fight. And, I think that's probably the least attractive option for him. Now, one attractive option for Ioka later on could be the Kosai Tanaka if he wins the vacant belt, because Kosai Tanaka, he's the number 1 contender in the WBO. He'll be fighting the number 2 contender, Christian Bakasega, all right, and they're fighting for the vacant WBO title. So if he wins, he becomes 4-division champion, and then they can do the big rematch of their 2020 New Year's Eve rematch, which Ioka stopped Tanaka and made him do cartwheels all over the Ota City General Gymnasium, right? So that's an option for down the road. But right now, the way I see it, unless he's gonna fight Roman Gonzalez, which obviously I would love that fight, because that fight's been a decade in the making, but unless he's fighting Chocolatito next, there is no better option than John Scrappy Ramirez, because, look, Scrappy Ramirez, there's going to be a big gap in experience between him and Ioka. Ioka has fought one of the most experienced champions in boxing. Scrappy kind of came to boxing a little bit later in his life. Scrappy, stylistically, when you break it down, Ioka is a very patient counterpuncher. Scrappy is an explosive fighter that I would say the reason he even got this far in his career was due in large part more so because of his athleticism and because of his explosiveness. The boxing skills have improved over the years, and the boxing skills are still trying to catch up to the athleticism and the explosiveness he has. But make no mistake about it, what makes Scrappy is his explosiveness and his ability to hurt people at that size. So with that being said, look, you don't always gotta have 2 A+ skill level guys to have a great fight. Sometimes a guy may not be an A+ skill fighter, but he may have other attributes that can still make the fight fun, make it entertaining, and make it great for the fans. And I feel like Scrappy Ramirez fits that bill. You guys saw in the beginning of the video, he's made no secrets about it. He's made no qualms about it. He would love to go to Japan, whether it's Japan, LA, wherever, Vegas. He will fight Ioka wherever it's gonna be, because he wants to become champion, right? And I like that fight because, and this is just me, a lot of times you watch these fights when it's a real experienced guy like Ioka taking on a lesser experienced challenger like a guy like Scrappy Ramirez. And a lot of times the lesser experienced challenger, he may show too much respect to the champion. He may be a guy who's a big knockout puncher, and then he gets into the championship fight, and then he decides he wants to box. You know? And I don't think, look, and I could be wrong. They fight the fights for a reason, but I don't think Scrappy Ramirez is going to go in there to box Ioka. I think he's going there to fight Ioka. And that, to me, is enough of a reason to get excited about the fight. Because I'm not going to get no other better fight than that right now unless he fights Romo Gonzalez. So, I would like that fight. I think, you know, Scrappy Ramirez, while he is still kind of unknown to some people, I do think he adds a lot of value to the super flyweight division because I want to speak from the American perspective. A lot of times, the reason why the weight classes like 105, 108, 112, 115 aren't as popular as maybe they should be is because a lot of the fighters don't speak English. They don't speak English. So he speaks English. He has a great personality. He's a fun fighter to watch. If at no worse, Scrappy Ramirez will be a great TV fighter in this weight class for many years to come. Maybe he beats Ioka and knocks him out, becomes champion. Maybe he doesn't do that. But either way, I think win, lose, or draw, he's worth a watch. And I've watched him fight on these Golden Boy cards. Sometimes he's been explosive and knocked dudes out the ring. Sometimes he's went the distance with guys he probably should have knocked out. So, you know, he's fought up and down to the level of his competition. And you don't really know how a fighter's really going to be 100% until they get to that world-class level. And make no mistakes about it, Ioka is that world-class level when you talk about this weight class, when you talk about the super flyweight division. So I like the fight. And Ioka's no spring chicken. We know Ioka, what is he, like 33, 32, 33, 34? So, you know, he's getting up there in age. He's a little long in the tooth. I'm really intrigued to see what's going to come of this whole thing of the WBA ordering the fight because they have until February 12th to negotiate the fight. I think Golden Boy Promotions has the capital, if they want to bring Ioka to the States, which I think they should. But again, this goes back to what I say in a lot of my videos about fighters and their promoters. You know, your promoters can sell you a dream. They can tell you they believe in you, but they ultimately vote with their dollars, right? So when you get to this position that Scrappy is in, where you're a mandatory challenger and you're in a negotiation period, potential purse bids may happen a couple weeks from now. If your promoter doesn't put the money up to put you in the most advantageous position, then that tells you more just by their actions or lack of actions than they ever could with their words. So I'm really interested to see if the Golden Boy Promotions believe in Scrappy Ramirez enough to bring Ioka to the States and put in a legitimate, negotiation or if it gets a purse bid, you know, that'll be really interesting to watch. But either way, look, I would like to see this fight happen. I hope the fine folks at Shishay Promotions and Golden Boy Promotions can come to an agreement quickly and swiftly because this is probably one of the better fights that can be made in the changing landscape of the super flyweight division. So that's the news. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What do you guys think about Ioka versus Scrappy Ramirez and that mandatory being ordered? You know, leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure you subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.